Alright, in today's video, I'm going to walk you through how to set up reporting inside Google Ads. There's generally two ways of doing this, the dashboard method and the reporting method. I'm going to show you both. Uh, this is an old account we used to use. We were just kind of testing some stuff out. So there is actual data in the account. So these reports, you'll be able to actually see all the things going on in here. So there's two things, reports and dashboards. Dashboards are much easier to understand. If you need a simple report that shows, several basic metrics on how the campaign is doing, I would recommend going with dashboard. It's really, really easy to understand. If you need something more extensive and need it like a giant table chart showing you every single stat in the account, go with reports. It is much more extensive. However, not as user friendly. So I'm going to start off with actual dashboards just because I think most people prefer simplicity. So we're going to go over here. We can see all these X's and stuff, or these pluses, I should say. We're going to click on them. We're going to come down to scorecard. You can use report. You can use note. Scorecard's generally the easiest one. I like it the best. We're going to type in clicks or any metric you prefer. We'll do clicks. Keep in mind when adding these, they're not always, let's do impressions, perfect when it comes to the actual name you're typing in. So as you can see, I typed an impression up here. That's just the name of the actual card. But make sure like the actual metric name might be different. Like the one for, I believe it's conversion rate is just COV or CONV dot rate. So they are different. So you might have to like look around a little bit just to find the exact metric you're looking for. So we'll do conversion rate. Uh, rate. Yeah, there it is. CONV dot rate. And then we do total conversions. All conversions. We could do cost per lead, which is conversion divided by convert cost divided by conversion. My mind's going blank here. We can do total cost. There we go, cost. And I'm going to add one more thing, because if you only leave it in one row, the actual report's kind of small, but if you leave it in two rows, it's kind of nice and a little bit bigger. So we'll do impression share. Do top impression share, because that's the one we like. Now, you can actually name this to whatever you want. We're going to do Google Ads report, XYZ company. We can label it March till June 2021. Oh, March till June. There we go. And you can also put a description down here. I'm not going to add one just for the sake of time. And then we can hit save. And now this will actually download as a PDF. It's very, very simple. It only gives you the PDF version of this, so there's not any other types you can download. Just be wary of that, because the other reporting method does have multiple versions. I think it's got CSV, Google Sheets, PDF. It's got a lot of versions. So that's the only limitation with this one. As you can see here, everything is really simple. Everything's easy to understand. It is named. It's date generated. It shows you your actual the span of the days in between your actual campaign when this actually ran. So that's kind of nice. It also goes over clicks, impressions, conversion rates, all the metrics I added very simply. It's very, very easy to understand. It's very, very user friendly. And this is why I like this probably the best out of all of Google Ads reports. It's just very simple and easy to understand, and it's easy to send too. So like if someone isn't entirely up with all the metrics and stuff like that, you can customize this and send it to the person. Maybe you're running an account for someone, you can send that to that person and they can easily understand it. If you don't want to create reports inside of Google Ads, we use personally Swido, which is a great platform. It is easy to integrate with Google Ads and it produces reports really easily. It does cost I think it's like 30, 40 bucks a month, but in our opinion, definitely worth it if you don't want to be doing this. It looks really good too as a reporting software. But on to the next thing, reports. I'm not a massive fan of Google Reports, but it does serve a use, especially if you want to get down to the nitty and gritty. not the most fancy looking thing, but it does get the job done. Now, you can create a custom report, so you can make it all from blank. That generally takes a lot of time, and I'm not going to do that just because it's not super fun. So we're going to go with the campaign. I think this one does a really good job at just laying out everything you really need to look at right off the bat. Uh, I would add one specific thing. I would add the ad group level if you were more keen on looking more in detail at this, and it expands out your account quite a bit, uh, as opposed to just the three actual campaigns. And it doesn't really give you enough detail if you're just looking at a campaign level. You kind of need the ad group level. You can also add, just copious and copious amounts of stats, anything you're really interested in. If you wanted to go down to the actual ad level, the keyword level, you can do that. You can look at the performance. You could do, absolute impression share, top impression share. Uh, it's endless, really. Whatever you want to add, you can do that. Um, and it's really up to you and what you're looking for. But if you want to actually make this, you can then hit download. And like I said before, this gives you a lot of different download options. We're just going to hit PDF for the sake of convenience, but you can download it into whatever you want. Once this pops up, you can then click your report and it pops up. And one of the nice things about this report is it is very extensive. So you can look at your campaign, the campaign state, campaign type, ad group, currency, clicks, impressions, CTR, which is click-through rate, cost per click, cost, conversions. It's really endless. One thing I should note is if you keep extending out the amount of things here, it's going to essentially double over and then it'll push this page down and you'll just have random metrics down here that keep going, even though it's designed for up here. So it doesn't do a very good job at condensing and expanding the actual table. So just keep that in mind. Other than that, this is essentially the two ways you can build reports inside Google Ads. If you want simplicity, I would recommend going with the dashboard option. It's really easy to understand and it's not complicated. Anyone can understand this. If you want a more extensive table, you want everything built out, you want to show exactly where every single stat is, go with the actual reports inside Google Ads. I would suggest using just the campaign template and then going from there and adding whatever you want. Or you can make a completely custom one and add your own campaign or keywords or whatever you wanted to do. So that is how to build a report inside Google Ads. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, leave them down in the comment section down below. I'd be happy to answer them. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful day and take care.